It's here. Sunbreak is finally here. And thanks to the boys over at Capcom, I was able to get early access to a full copy of the game. So I was able to play it for a little while before release date. And honestly, I wasn't able to play too much as I only got it, 2 days earlier, right before the release date. But hey, I have a lot of things to say in this impressions video. And right off the bat, I'll say that one, Sunbreak is a massive improvement over the base game in just about every single way. Also, I really like Elgato. It feels strangely very homey. I really like the aesthetic this expansion has. So when you start off Sunbreak, things start to move pretty quickly. As soon as you boot up the game, you actually get to talk to Rondine at the entrance of Kimura, and she tells you about her sister and her homeland and how monsters are invading Kimura, and basically just throws you straight into Sunbreak. No questions asked, no lube. So before you even get to Elgato, you actually do hunt a Daimyo Hermitor at the Shrine Ruins, which is a pretty interesting fight. The monster technically is a master rank monster, but I think the quest is scaled so that, you're not hammered from the start. And, that's one thing I want to briefly talk about. So before we get into anything else, I want to talk about how master rank feels so far. And as of now, I'm only on 3-star MR quest. And I will say that 1-star and most of 2-star is not easy. I don't want to say easy, but it's really good at easing you into more difficult hunts. The monsters do hit harder for sure. The thing is, if you're using a weapon that you're very, very good with, like for me, I was mostly using sword and shield, so I was kind of plowing through monsters. Obviously, it wasn't like piss easy. I was getting hit, I was getting thrown off by some new moves, but all in all, I wasn't struggling, is what I'm saying. Mileage may vary depending on what weapon you're using, how good you are at the game, or whatever. But I will say that I do like how this difficulty is. It's definitely easing you into something more difficult, because by the time I did get to G3, I was getting clapped by certain monsters for sure. So yeah, is the game easy? No, but I do think the difficulty curve is, I think it's balanced well. But you'll notice that when you do get to Elgato, there's a lot of stuff to do here and a lot of new things you'll be unlocking. Like for instance, for your buddies have a new interesting feature. In fact, there's several of them. One is the secret support moves, which are pretty powerful, and you get to unlock them fairly easy with a quest early on in Elgato actually. And it seems like all of these moves are used by using the action bar, so you have full control over when you want to use these moves with your buddies. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And another thing, increase skill memory. So there is a way to actually increase skill memory for your buddies so that you can fit more skills on them. You're going to have to use Eureka Corns, which so far I'm not sure how you get them. I think you can probably get them from different means, maybe some quest, maybe sending out your buddies on scout missions. I'm not exactly sure yet. There's a lot to unpack here, but yeah, it's pretty cool how that works. There's also a few more new features for buddies that keep rolling out the more I play the game, so maybe I'll go over those at a later time, but just know that there's quite a lot here. Follower collab quests are actually a lot better than I thought they would be. So they're split between two different types. Follower quests are basically, the quests are pretty set in stone, so you're gonna have an obvious strict NPC that's going to follow you on that specific quest, and these are the quests you usually use to unlock things from them and to basically strengthen your bonds with them, which is pretty cool. The support surveys, on the other hand, are basically a form of certain quests that you can bring all of the NPCs you have unlocked with you. So I think you can bring up to a maximum of 3 people with you. So yeah, and they all have actually different weapon types as well, which I was surprised about. I didn't actually think that they would have more weapons. So yeah, also the AI is really good for these characters, by the way. So yeah, they're not brain dead. Alright, so boom, an important feature I really like is actually finally being able to hide the camera UI. Because now I can do things like this, you know, take good shots, go around town and actually, you know, just first person camera shoot things. Did I say first person? First person, yeah, I'm tired. It's like 5 in the morning as I'm recording this. But yeah, this is a really cool feature. I don't really know why they waited so long to have us actually be able to hide the UI with the camera, but it's a thing. They have heard our cries and it's been done. So yes, I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures with this and I'll incorporate this into content a lot. So far I'm really enjoying Sunbreak, and I didn't actually have an issue with base Rise itself. Like, I think as a base game it was fine minus the end game thing, but you know, as a base game, is that really something we, you know, should have expected? Honestly, I don't really know. I mean, base Rise was really fun, but the thing is, the fun didn't last as long as I wanted it to, is basically what I'm saying here. Now with this game, from what I'm hearing that there may be a proper in-game loop with this game, so that's really good if that's the case. And yeah, it's just so much better, like in so many ways. It's just better. I will say that if you liked Rise, you'll really love this game. Like, there's no two ways or buts about it. You're gonna like this game. If you don't like Rise for whatever reason, whether it's because, you know, the game doesn't feel the same as maybe something like World, which I know coming from World to Rise is jarring for a lot of people, especially newer fans of the franchise. I don't know. I'll say get it on PC. If performance is maybe your main gripe with Rise, I say definitely buckle up and get this game on PC if you can. But yeah, I mean, only time will tell. Obviously, I have to keep playing it to see what else I think of this game. But so far, like every subspecies and new monster I've encountered so far, it's just pure gold. And I honestly think that this roster is beating out Iceborne's roster, which is probably sacrilege at this point, but I feel that's a thing. Like, the roster for this game is actually really good. I've also felt like I've been playing for a fairly long time, getting to MR3, and I still haven't gotten any new like switch skills outside of the ones you start off with Sunbreak. So yeah, I wonder just how much there are. I know there's more than what was initially shown to us, but how much exactly, I don't really know. As for like what weapons I've used a lot so far, honestly, I've only touched mainly sword and shield and a little bit of charge blade so far. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with sword and shield, like and I haven't even gotten to all the changes, like all the switch skills yet. But it's like, so far it feels really good with just the one new switch skill we've gotten so far, or I've gotten so far. You know, it's just, oh man, like I feel like there's the depth within this game has just increased tenfold. Like, I feel like I might play this as much as I played Iceborne, you know, especially with the, you know, the post-launch content that's coming. I guess I'm just really happy. Like, I've been waiting for this game for a while. Base Rise was really fun, but you know, having to play it on the Switch and then having to double down on it on PC months later, and then getting burnt out on it a second time on PC, it just felt really long. It's like Base Rise definitely just overstated its welcome, you know. But yes, Sunbreak is finally here, and yeah, those are my early impressions, and I'm gonna be playing this game a lot more, and the content's not stopping. So if you're a newbie here and you enjoyed this video, consider subbing to the channel and check out more of my content.